which is the first time that's happened.
Oh,
no.
Yeah, those kind of migraines.
Mm-hmm. But
Those kind where you just gotta sit in a dark room and do nothing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just had to deal with that. Felt like I was kind of hungover, so I threw up, and then I felt better afterwards. I had to brush my teeth twice this morning, but well, whatever.
Glad you felt better.
Yeah,
because normally head not feeling great and throwing up is not a good sign.
Yeah, whatever.
No, actually, believe it or not, some of us care about your health.
I don't. Vomit as much as you want.
Some of us.
Showers are a cure-all when it comes to shit like that, so I took a shower.
Really?
I felt
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
Cannot relate. I would just rather sleep.
So,
True.
sounds like we're all back.
Yeah.
Yes.
Damage.
Ow.
Let's see here. So Berenice does come down to meet you guys, and then she just goes, "Oh no, you son of a bitch!" And she does do the arm grab if you want to do it too.
Yeah, he does the arm grab as well.
Just like Predator.
Yeah, it's good to see you again. Glad you made it.
You as well. Honestly, thought you. Well, never mind that now. Happen you're here and have a motley crew with you. Looks everyone up and down.
Nods at her.
These are my friends. Well, besides the small one.
Hey!
Thank you for your hospitality, madam.
Oh, of course. In times of crisis like this, people need to stick together. My mom always said that.
Your mum was a wise woman. And very kind.
Of course, hadn't stopped guards from stopping in on us and demanding that we take down the fortifications and enter proper quarantine, she says with air quotes. But I think enough rocks have been delivered their way to prove our point.
Is that how you got the guns?
Oh no, the guns are ours.
Don't answer anything too incriminating with this one. And he points to Gaspard.
She looks you up and down and squints her eye on the badge or the emblem. Oh, I see. Well, we're not from around here, so we have different rules. Technically, yes, and technically, no. Legally, they do fall under your jurisdiction. But as soon as they cross out of your jurisdiction, you don't have to care anymore.
That's exactly what I say. I say technically yes, technically no. Well, you're here, you still fall under our jurisdiction. But given the situation, I think I think I'm not really in a position to argue.
Mm-hmm. That's what I thought. So, welcome to our little fort here. There's 2 score of us. Obviously, you can tell the range gap. She gestures at the young lad who's in the middle taking off his mask. He's probably the equivalent of a free roamer twink at this point in his life.
Oh my god!
That's not what I expected to hear today.
Well, because he's only 13, so he hasn't gone through like full puberty.
Don't call him a twink.
Don't call
That's
him
just a child.
a twink. He's just a kid.
No, he is still a twink because he has feminine traits. That's what he's gonna have those going forward, but he is still a child.
My
Right.
god, he's gonna have those going forward. You've condemned
He is a
this
future
man
twink.
to twink.
No, this is not a man, this is a boy.
Twink dog. No, that's something. We'll set someone later. Anyways,
Curse of
Oh my
twinkage.
So-
god.
So, she gestures at him. I suppose we're just waiting out till the quarantine ends, whenever that is. You guys do spot they have they have food stores. It's a bit closed off, but it is visible. They have, of course, there's a rationing going on. There's no mold on them.
Keep that shit fresh. Wait, how?
Do you ask?
I don't know if he would have familiarity with food and that kind of shit to...
No, of course you would. You're a sailor, right?
I was gonna say, you live on a
Yeah,
ship.
he eats
you would
hardtack.
know.
Actually, yeah. Well, actually, yeah, building off of that, would he know if it's, like, abnormally long for them to not have any signs of, like, staleness or mold?
staleness you can't exactly pin because
Yeah, you have to like touch it.
Gotta eat it.
I would say they do have their natural states of decay, right?
Hmm.
Because ships do carry fresh food on them, just like the spaceship. Same for USS air carriers today, or aircraft carriers today. You just have to go through the fresh food as fast as possible when you have it on board. But it's a really good morale boost, especially when you touch or dock and stuff like that. It's really nice.
Mhm.
So you actually are pretty cognizant of the states of decay on a ship because, again, it happens regularly. So in that regard, they do look normal on that front.
Okay.
But they don't seem to be like dried. Don't get me wrong, there are some dried fruits and meats and stuff like that. But those are dried category. Don't worry about those.
Yeah, that's its own beast.
So yeah, they look normal.
Yeah, I don't think we would have any reason to question that per se. Then it sounds like everything's just normal.
Now that I think of it.
Hmm.
And I think this just occurs to Gaspard as well, as we're like sitting here taking in their camp.
It does smell smoky around here. I will say that. It does smell smoky.
Hey, better than plant spory
They
or
said
dead.
they said that guards keep coming by and telling them to take down the fortification.
Yeah.
Would I know why?
Against martial law?
Yeah, you wouldn't know. Well, it's simply because it's how to say this. It might lead to chaos, right? The bring order to chaos thing and ready or not. It's the beginnings of that
Mhm.
because there's a lot of law enforcement stuff we're gonna bust out for us. But the bottom line is, if people begin rising up, they can rise up and break the barricades. Which, yeah, down with the man. Except you guys are carrying fucking spores, and this is a quarantine zone, so maybe don't fucking do
Right.
that. So it becomes almost a symbol of rallying, which is not what they want. Now, that being said, they don't have the capability to take it down. Trying to tread in here is its own problem and logistics and manpower, because the more people you send to at this problem, the less people are manning the walls.
Right.
So, again, given how sudden this zone is, you would not that you're a gambling man, but if you had to gamble, there are probably very few people actually along the outer perimeter walls, comparatively, for all the distance they have to cover. But that's why they build the walls out into a dead zone, or a no man's land. You don't have to patrol as much when you can just look down and see if there is or isn't anyone there.
Mhm.
And then you shoot them. And guns are guns. Right? So a lot of the manpower is definitely being funneled into holding this line. Or the patrols themselves. That being said, depending on how virulent this is, there probably are or will submit for higher authorities to involve themselves. And that's when you bust out with the holy men and stuff like that.
Right.
Paladins are immune to disease, after all.
um. And one more question I do want to ask. You had said earlier that only people sort of allowed to be extracted are extracted.
Yeah.
Would I have any indication as to who that might be?
Any nobles, any people with pull that are caught out here could throw their dick on the table, so to speak, use their clout to get out of here. Aside from that, it would depend upon who's the guard captain. Some guard captains are known for being more human, I guess you would call them. Others are much more lawful, and they will enforce this. But that's not to say they are hard asses, but they're not assholes. You guys have medical staff, so they might be trying to extract people, but only in so much as the medical staff could clear people medically.
Right.
So it depends entirely on who's deciding what to do on the situation.
Okay. Yeah, that's all I had to ask out of character. So I think Gaspard would ask Berenice. That's her name.
Berenice. Yeah, that's it.
Berenice. How long has this fortification been up?
We rallied pretty fast at the first onset, so week in a few days now. And don't worry, it's got plenty of food stores for lasting for more. That being said, we'll be eating literally a loss on coin. But rather eat the loss here than pay for our lives.
Agreed.
Brick nods on that, like women speaks truth.
So your plan is to just hold up here until the quarantine is over?
Well, we've tried to extract people whenever the guards patrols try to negotiate. She does air quotes around it with us. But they haven't exactly been keen on taking any of our people out. Even the elderly.
Yes. They are prioritizing the higher class of society.
Not surprising.
No, it is not.
Never in law of the city. None of us do. But makes coin here, so we can't complain, can we? I suppose.
I understood that part. No.
So, you guys all free to hang around with us? Wait it out. You would know that depending on who's on charge, if/when this quarantine gets cleared, it might not be good for them if they're still holding up here. Because they're technically breaking the law. They're resisting
Illegal.
resisting martial law.
Yeah, it's a legal
any-
gathering in a zone that they've been told repeatedly. It's assault of officers.
Are there any captains in particular that I should warn them about?
There are 3 that come to your mind.
Okay.
And I'm not saying look out for it in like a good or bad. I'm just gonna give you 3 captains, and you can make your extrapolations as to if they're good or bad.
Okay.
Captains Julio, Kenthris, and Herman. Captain Julio is a bit of a he's not popular amongst the guards. He's a career chaser, if that makes sense. He's looking out for his own interests, and he's trying to climb the career ladder as fast as possible, usually at some cutting corner cost. So he's not exactly popular unless you're one of the people on his coattails. But that being said, he does get the job done, short-term gain, long-term loss. Captain Kenthris is a half-elf, and their half-elven nature does play into the delicacy in which they handle the situations. This city, much less the world, doesn't exactly have the qualities of FBI negotiators or SWAT teams, but if there were to be someone in charge of that sort of special tactics operation, it would probably be Captain Kenthris, at least in this city. They are very... It's almost borderline micromanaging, but they're very mindful of every order they give. Maybe overly so, depending on which officer you ask. Captain Herman is an immigrant from the Strarian Empire.
Oh no!
People talk shit about him all the time, but he does get results. And the upper staff love him because, like the Strarian is, he follows orders very well. Supposedly he had a blossoming at some point earlier in his career when he moved out here. Like, he was supposedly softer. That blossoming has passed. He is no longer a softer man. If anything, he became a harder man. No one knows what caused it, and the people that might know do not talk about it.
Okay. So my interpretation of these 3 is Captain Kenthris is their best bet. He would probably be the fairest with them, the most understanding.
She.
Whatever she decides to do with these people, it would be in their best interest that they comply. Herman would very likely slap them all in irons. I don't think he would execute them. He would definitely take their weapons because they don't have permits for those shits.
It depends. For Herman, it would depend on who's also in charge of the situation beyond them. Because if a noble orders it that they let go, then he'll just be like, "Very well," and that's it. So it depends.
Understood. And then Captain Julio would probably want to fill some kind of arrestment quota.
What is it?
Possibly
Los Salinas
execution
Police
quota.
Department?
Well, I can't execute all the spore people, but you.
I think
I would say, when you last heard, as far as you knew, this zone was designated under Captain Julio. That being said, when situations like this happen, they might call in another captain to handle specifically the situation, while the actual captain handles everywhere else, right? So you focus on this situation, you handle the chaos that is surrounding the situation.
Right.
That, or the person in charge of the zone just focuses on the zone. So it's a mixed bag.
then
And that decision's not entirely made by the captain themselves. It might be someone else higher, like a commander.
Then my spiel to her would be, this quarantine will not last forever. And while I hope that you all live to see the end of it in good health, you are all breaking the law.
She squints her eyes.
Which means
Those of you that can see behind Gaspard see Brick, who's leaning against like the side of a camera, and roll his eyes like, "Oh my god."
I'm like pinching the bridge of my nose, like fuck's sakes.
Which means that when the guard starts rolling through here to restore order and the previous way of life, the fate of everyone here depends highly on the captain that is giving the orders. Last I knew, this zone, this district, was under command of Captain Julio, and the man is a glory hound. He would clap everyone here in irons, maybe even execute some of you if it meant that he would further his own career.
You guys hear something, and you're not exactly sure what it is, and you turn to locate the source of it, and you realize it's the old man with a shotgun, and he's just going. He's like growling, sounding equivocal to like
Is he
an old school
infected?
car. No, he's not infected. No, he's just discontent.
God.
Sorry, I had something in my throat.
It's like such a low rumble that you don't notice it. You don't register it initially.
He's saying he's mad.
What?
I got that
He just like puts like the side of his like hands inside his cheeks. I would have never guessed that.
Slaps on the back of the head.
Ow! Why? That's on the same spot.
Extremely good precision.
We should get you a helmet.
Didn't hit him
If
that
Captain
hard.
Omen is the one in charge, then it's... I'll do say, whether that is better or worse. He's a hard man, but loyal. He follows orders to a T. Whoever would be above him, your fate would be in their hands, if anything else. Some noble or official, what have you. But I do not think he would be outwardly cruel, like Captain Julio would be. Captain Kenthrush would be your best bet. She has a kind heart. She knows how situations should be handled delicately. And if she is the one giving the order, however you learn this, I would strongly urge all of you to comply to the best of your ability, for the fate of everyone here. I would hate to see you all survive this trial, only to trip at the finish line.
Why don't we ask a guard?
Say again?
Why don't we ask a guard?
What do you mean?
We have two of them. She throws a thumb over towards some medical tent. Dealing with some infected folk. I personally wasn't like, for the idea of going to go check them out, but she looks at the old man. Some of us got better hearts than others. I suppose.
Aww.
Oh, it's a big
Two
softy on
Guardsmen here.
there.
You're going Ireland to Omen.
Ah, there it is.
Look over.
And I'll be keeping it that way. Oh no, he said that cold heart allowed you to outlive 3 husbands.
What about 4?
Oh my god!
Pulls out a rose, puts it between his French teeth.
Bonk, 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 bonk.
I mean, also heading over to that tent.
Be careful. They're in their own little quarantine of their own, but as far as we've seen so far, they're alright. Aside from some wounded pride and cuts and scratches and bites.
A guardsman should not have pride. Pride is the death of duty.
Ha! You tell that to your working force.
Too much for their liking.
Babylonian. So, you guys go over to the medical tent.
Yeah, comes with.
Does anyone not come with?
I
We're
go.
in a safe area. I'll stay.
Just stay here.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll just say. He doesn't really have a reason to go check it on the guards.
So, Odo and Gaspard, you guys go over to the medical tent, where you see a person who is, despite being in the, the confines of the farmer's fort, is still masked up. Old woman. Like, Berenice is relatively old, but, 40s, whatever, right? This woman is decrepit. Ancient. And she appears to be making something. She's in the middle of using a mortar and pestle as you guys approach. You hear that sort of stone scraping sound, which is very satisfying to hear, in my opinion, of a mortar and pestle being used as she scrapes the contents against the edges. And she looks at you guys, and you can see under her mask, you can see by like the sides of her eyes, she's smiling as she sees you, Odo. Odo! Good to see you again! Good to see you at all!
It's good to see you too. I didn't think anyone else made it.
Oh, we thought the same for you, dearie.
Oh, nothing's gonna kill me out here.
Oh. She blinks a couple of times and stares with a 1,000-yard gaze. And now, give me a second.
Odo. Like,
She blinks a couple of times. I'm sorry, dearie. I thought I heard something. Oh, what can I do you both for?
We're here to check on the guards.
Oh.
Maybe
Oh.
friends of his.
Oh? She looks at you, Gaspard.
Go Echoes. Yes, there
Well.
are friends in the guard.
A young strapping lad like yourself is always welcome here. One of them is still yet to come to consciousness, but the other one is stirring every now and again. I'm sure you can wake him.
Thank you, madam. I'm also gonna insight check that fucking 1,000-yard stair she just
Yeah, I would like to. I was about to say
Sure,
that.
roll.
Gremlin woman.
Yeah, both of you roll insight. I would say Matilda will come with you guys, because she's an herbalist.
Oh, yeah.
So, okay. She's not lying. She definitely heard something, but she doesn't know what she heard, but it's not something that scares her. It's like hearing a tune that you've heard once in the past, and you don't have a Shazam open right now. So you're just like, what
So
was
annoying.
that? What is that? What is
What
that?
is that melody?
Get out of here, toes, Professor!
You snorted!
It's a fucking good pull, though.
Hey, yo, 18.
The problem is she needs to roll low on this.
Oh.
This is a sanity check.
Uh-oh.
At quote-unquote advantage. That being said,
I see
we
what you
want
mean.
lower. We want lower on this one. So it's funny enough the first 12 was the best one. And it's not good enough. Yeah, she doesn't seem to be lying, but you don't exactly know what she's hearing, because you guys definitely don't hear anything yourself.
Mm-hmm. The fatigue of the mind in her old age.
It's senile.
Yes.
The guards are dressed down. Not to their skivvies, but they're out of their kit. Their armor.
Damn.
It's cock out.
Damn. Hiya.
You wanted to get homosexual with the other guards.
I mean, yeah, that's what we do, right?
Obviously.
Greek style. Anyway, are they both asleep?
One of them is still, like, not comatose, but not stirred. The other one is asleep, but as she said, you could wake him up. He's in a state that he can be waking up.
Mm-hmm.
Ibuken.
Go to the foot of his bed, grab his foot, and like shake it until he's
Tickle
awake.
his toes.
He like sits up like, what?
What's up?
He squints his eyes. No, don't tell me. How about you? Gustav the God?
Gaspard the God. It rhymes.
Stop.
Close enough.
If you say so. I'm afraid I don't recognize your face.
Don't exactly go in the same circles. What are you doing here, though? Had a kit too. Thought you never off duty.
The quarantine caught me at a bad time. But I don't think anyone here was caught at a good time.
Are you working to help people right now, sir?
Say again?
Are you working to help people right now, sir?
Oh, am I working to help people? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
He gives a nod. I have a
Wow.
small party with me.
Well, Brother Newman, maybe you are off duty right on at the exactly right time. You do see he does have a holy symbol as a necklace, and he goes to clutch it for a moment. Not clutch it, more like tap it, touch it with like the tips of his finger.
Seems fate did smile on me. That I was able to get this far.
Well, I'm not gonna be leaving here anytime soon, not unless that hag over there says so. What was that, dearie? Nothing, ma'am. She's out of hearing. What? Maybe not.
Just doubles down. You old hag! Oh, okay.
I'm glad to see you alive, all the same, comrade. I did
He
have
squints his eyes and then nods slowly after a few moments pass. Same.
I did have a question, if you don't mind.
Shoot.
To your knowledge, who is going to be in charge of the cleanup, the restoration of order on this part of the city, town, whatever it is?
Well, Captain Julio was in charge, but I heard
Yes.
rumblings on my last patrol before I left on my patrol out here that he was losing control of the place. Actually, and logistically.
So you think you'll be relieved?
He'll be eating his fucking foot, but yeah. He'll be relieved. The place hasn't exactly gone, how to say. Things haven't been going according to plan for the quarantine. So, people are losing faith in him.
Who do you think will replace him?
Genthris.
Yes! I'm actually doing character, but do you think
they say
a wave of
more,
relief washes over him?
they say people will the rumbles were saying that a more delicate hand was needed for this situation. And, well, Genthris is sort of renowned for that, isn't she?
Yes, she is.
Me and my buddies had a bit of a betting pool going on. Not on if it'd be Kenthis or not. It's probably gonna be her if I would afford a bet otherwise. But I mean, you know about Kenthis. She's gonna try to solve the situation best she can. So either that means she's gonna start purging people, if this place is truly irredeemable, like excising a tumor. Or she's gonna start bringing in the right healers to start fixing folk. And, we've got pretty limited staff here in Valcaster. But I heard there's a Ventori League entourage in town. Got some holy folk inspecting the wardlight and stuff like that.
This is good news.
It's good news if she wants to swing it that way.
Then perhaps she needs to know how redeemable this place is.
Good luck, no. Quarantine's still in full effect. And Missing Patrol is going to send a lot of ripples out. He begins to, sort of go quiet. His distance, his gaze, his eyes grow cloudy. The thing's out there. I've heard stories of the undead, but this ain't. This is different. I don't know why.
Have you seen them, the infected?
Seen him. He looks at you with a bit of panic, anxiety in his eyes. Saw them plenty. Fought them. Shot at them too.
And they went down?
They went down, a couple of them stayed down, others came back up.
You've tried fire?
Shakes his head. Didn't exactly have it on us.
Torches work best. It seems the spores they give off takes to fire like any accelerant.
Like a brazier. Well, no one in command knows about that. So, next
Always
patrol that
informed.
comes out here, you should let him know. If any more patrols are coming out here. Me and him, he points at the unconscious guy. We came out and it was 7. Now there's only us 2. And we haven't exactly reported back in yet. So, might think we're a lost patrol. And we ain't the only ones that have been going missing.
You have your kids still.
Not on me. Asuka, he throws his head like at the direction of the old lady.
Do you mind if I borrow it?
You going back?
We have to.
I'm fit for service, take me with you. Him, he's not. You could take his kit. You can see he's still injured. You can see all the cuts, scrapes, bites, stuff like that.
Bites?
Bites.
Oh, unfortunately, Mr. fucking Gaspard here hasn't seen any zombie movies.
They're not knowledgeable in their ways.
In fairness, you guys probably have heard tales of the undead. It's a common, not fairy tale, but growing up tale. But the thing is, it's not like zombie movies where it's like, oh, once you're bit, you're fucked. There's not. That's not always the case, right? There's always like voodoo zombies and stuff like that, curses, that sort of thing.
I imagine a lot of them are revolving around like necromantic wizards and shit.
Not really.
Huh.
No. There's actually no like lich stories or anything like that.
What, they're all like
No.
naturalistic?
Yep.
Weird.
Excuse me.
Some of them are born of curses, people cursing other people and stuff like that, but that's not really a lich. It's not like a undead lord or something like that. A lot of them pin / blame, maybe duly so, the Prince of Confederacy.
Well then, Gosman, if you're certain that you want to go out there, I'll not stop you.
He thinks for a moment. I roll his honor stat. He nods.
Upper?
Been standing around here, sir. Feel like blood went out. Little ugly duckling.
You are ugly.
Oh, dearie, you're taller and more handsome than I last saw you. I've never met you, ma'am.
What is your name, Gosman?
Bertrand, sir.
Say again.
Bertrand.
Bertrand. Well, Bertrand, I would be honored if you accompanied me and these citizens.
I can do that, sir.
Very well.
I want to talk to the woman in charge, and I'm not talking about that one. What was that? It's a good thing she's not in charge.
I'll talk to her. For now, you rest up. I'll return when we're leaving. And... No, and. Never mind. We just leave.
Matilda does inquire about getting some alchemical herbal ingredients and stuff like that, concoctions and things like that. She also inquires with the old lady if anything she's done helps deal with the infection. Or the plague, my bad. Nothing helps deal with the plague as far as the old lady knows, not at current.
The old lady's just like, infection? What are you talking about?
I will do one more roll, though. Quote-unquote advantage.
I don't know how to do medicine. I was making soup.
As you guys are leaving, again, she's having this back and forth with Matilda. She begins doing that gaze again at you, Odo. Ma'am, are you okay? Odo, come here, dearie.
Oh, Odo will walk over to her.
As you get close, she does finally stand up. And she is she's short. She's short due to her hunched nature. And she gets up close to you and begins sniffing.
No.
What's that on you, dearie? Smells like magic. Matilda like quirks an eyebrow at that, like, what?
I have this amulet of protection.
What do you pull out?
I pull out the amulet.
It's a talisman, technically.
Talisman.
Oh. Can I say that and use it?
For what?
Protection, dearie.
Can I insight this?
Roll insight.
What's going
This
on?
woman evil AF. What you insiding for?
She's telling you the truth. She is looking to grant protection.
Wait, use the talisman to give yourself guidance.
just use it right in front of
Holy
her.
shit. Holy shit.
Destroy hopes and dreams.
I think I'm gonna hold on to it so I can get back to my family. I'm
Oh.
sorry.
Oh, that's quite alright, dearie. We all have families to get back to. But you earned that one.
Stick my head back in. Oh, Matilda has 2, by the way. No,
She does have 2. Might I ask, ma'am, why do you need protection? Aren't you safe in here? Oh, it's not for me, dearie. It's for him. She points at the unconscious guard. Gaspard, I need you to roll an honor check with advantage.
Yeah, the hell with that
You're-
guard.
I would say you can either roll a persuasion or honor. Either one. Either would be advantage. I think they're relative. I think they're the same number, anyways, though. But I don't remember. For Gaspard. Alec.
oh, sorry.
He gone.
No, I'm here.
He's dead now.
Persuasion or honor?
I'm not.
I think they're the
I
same
did, I
number.
did say that I left the tent.
Yes, but this isn't you talking. It's you leaving an impact.
Oh.
Either persuasion or honor, you said?
Yeah. Advantage. I think they're the same number, but I don't have
No, I have a
sheet
1 in
memorized.
persuasion.
Oh, nice.
Honor makes more sense.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah,
Guess
I
you're not
put my,
honor
I put my 12 in con at first, but I was like, a +1 to my 4 HP is not gonna make a difference, so I put it in instead.
Stonks.
I'm an aspirant.
You and I are
paladin,
not
so-
the same.
Yeah,
High
you
five,
guys will both
snack.
die the same. Matilda like stares for a moment and then begins unscrewing her, pulling out her necklace and unscrewing and pulling out a talisman from the 2 that she has remaining. This is the same one. Oh, you have 2. I have 1 now, ma'am. Take it. With an alacrity that is unbecoming of her old stature, she swipes the talisman from
Oh.
Matilda's fingers and rushes over like a little crab demon over to the guard.
What is her problem?
It's her son.
Matilda
little
just like
freak.
blinks a couple of times, like, what the fuck? And then she
Alright,
immediately applies the talisman to the unconscious guard. And you and Matilda, and obviously the old lady, and the guard that's still there, begin seeing him breathe like and his eyes begin fluttering open. Ugh. Where am I? He looks over, sees the old lady, grimaces visibly, looks the other way, sees Bertrand, who's like in the middle, like sitting up. Made it. And Bertrand holds out like a fist bump, and the guy slowly, shakily fist bumps it back. Made it. Well, I'll debrief you later. He looks at Matilda and nods once in thanks and acknowledgement. And she nods back. Shoo shoo! She's like suddenly in front of you two. They need their rest. Right. Let's go, Odo. Shoo shoo!
I'm going.
As you guys return back to the rest of the group, Matilda sort of begins going over the contents of the very sparse materials that the old lady gave her, and just double checks them, puts them away, and then puts her hands in her pockets, and then comes to some realization, and she pulls out a coin. Odo, did you give me this?
I didn't give you any coin.
She examines
She's
it.
a fucking witch.
Well, this wasn't in my pocket earlier. Do you recognize it?
Do I recognize it?
You look on one side of it, and it appears to be a what's it called? The Fool tarot card, like a wandering beggar, with a hobo sack emblazoned on one side. And then on the other side, it's because the Fool tarot card has an Alpha and Bravo version. One which is the Fool at the start of their journey, the other which is the Fool at the end of their journey. So this is the same Fool walking backwards now, going back the way they came, without the hobo sack, looking much more pristine and polished and wise.
And Odo would know all that.
You would know about tarot cards.
Okay.
Sometimes they're scams, but sometimes they're popular pastimes and stuff like that.
It's a tarot card of the Fool, and it shows his journey start to finish.
She just blinks at it a couple of times. I don't know where this came from, though. And that's... She, looks at you with this, pained look on her face. Gives me concern. Do you want it?
No.
Understandable. I'm afraid to get rid of it, to be honest. It must have been given to me for a reason.
I would hold on to it just in case.
Right. She nods. Well, let's get back to everyone then. And you guys return back. In the meantime, would Snack or Yacht be doing anything?
Would offer to help out in any way she can eventually.
You could stand watch.
Eventually.
Cool, I stand watch. Although,
not exactly doing much right now.
which is fair.
Same.
That or
honestly.
she would just pace.
I wouldn't pace, but I
Fair.
would stand watch. Stand watch is far less effort. Or tournament.
Both your own perception.
Sure.
Okay, well,
All is well.
he gets back into his old practices of making nuts. She did it.
That one, all is well. 19. 19.
All is well.
All is well.
So you're confident about it.
You notice that in the immediate environment of the farmer's fort, there is no orange dust or orange lair in the place itself or within probably, I don't know, some 30, 40 feet, maybe further out. So that's one thing you notice. Another thing you notice along that same orange coloration noticing is that it does seem, how to say, more concentrated, almost like light pollution above the garden, the public gardens.
Oh, okay.
So that's something for your perusal.
Alright. Don't go to the fucking gardens. Where plants grow, mushrooms grow.
Mm-hmm. So, eventually, the rest of you, or I guess you all regroup. Berenice pulls you guys off your watch duty and just wants to address all of you. Well, she moreover, is using two of you as, good examples, and the rest of you, So, if you're gonna be staying here, you have to pull your weight. these two, she gestures at you two, already
Standing
began their
proud and
duty.
tall.
So, Odo, I already know exactly what you can do, so we'll talk later.
Are we staying?
Oh, you're not?
Well, we should get to the. Oh God, what would this be called? The quarantine line.
Yeah.
We should get to the quarantine line sooner rather than later. But we also need to give Bertrand time to rest.
Bertrand?
One of the guardsmen. I would like for him to come with us.
She, like, sucks her teeth, like...
If we can get out of here, and he would assist with that, a guard in full kit, he would not be shot on sight. Then we can speak to Captain Kenthris, right?
Kenthris.
Yes, we could speak to Captain Kenthris and ensure that the more reasonable option is taken once quarantine is lifted.
The other one began stirring. I gave over one of my talismans, and the lady at the medical wing sought to use it immediately, and he seems to be stirring now.
What?
You attacking him too?
I don't know. He's been out of it longer. I may need too much time to recover. I suppose if he's the time Bertrand is, then no. He will be staying here. In your capable care.
Roll me a persuasion. That's about as mid as you can possibly get, actually.
Almost.
Good luck.
Can he use his Kasai getting late inspiration?
What the fuck?
A little late for that one.
Matilda, quick, I need inspiration.
We're skipping first base.
Would anything you guys have done so far grant advantage? No. I don't think so, unfortunately.
No, we have Odo with us.
You do have
That's a
Odo with
ticket
you.
in.
He's not
That
dead or
is-
injured.
That is true.
Also,
That
we're
is true.
friends with
also,
Odo,
I did warn them that,
specifically.
hey, if these specific guard captains come in here, or if this specific guard captain comes in here, scatter to the wind. It'll be in your best interests.
Actually, yeah, he has proven that he has best interests of these people in mind. Or at least
We're
shown
with
that he-
him and we helped out.
She looks
I
to
tried.
you, Odo. I don't exactly trust this one, but you know him for longer. What do you say?
He's a good kid.
What? Slap him back of the head. Ow.
I feel that was like not even Matilda
that
paying
kid, that
attention.
kid.
Just just instinct.
Beat the shit out of this kid. Just kidding.
He's not a child,
Gaspard,
though, so it's not as bad.
you got one more straight roll, which is the coefficient of advantage.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I kind of slapped my shoulders being called a kid, but pride is the death of duty, so I guess I don't say anything. I don't correct him.
And it paid off.
I mean, to him, I'm sure you're a child.
To her, you're probably a child. She's had 3 husbands.
Look at him.
You're a kid to my character.
Yeah.
How old are you? Well, it doesn't matter. You're a child.
So your age is 19? Yeah, you're a child.
The fact that you're even gonna answer. If you know your age, you're too young.
Answer me this, Guardsman. How long do you reckon this quarantine will go for before having her hands start playing work?
What does she mean by heavier hands? Like
A change in leadership.
For
If,
management.
if tactics aren't working, new tactics will be found.
right. Then I'll say Captain Julio is in charge of this sector. Was in charge, but he's losing hold. Someone needs to
frowned
get
at that?
out Someone needs to get out and talk to Captain Kenters, who is most likely a replacement. Let them know that there is hope for this district, for this whole quarantine zone, so that she can get healers in here, not torchbearers.
She rubs the back of her neck and looks away. Bloody hell. She looks over at the old man. What do you say, Ezekiel?
Ezekiel just creaks.
He
That's
just
his
thinks for-
answer.
he just thinks for a moment. Well, I'm not gonna bother. He just begins
2023.
talking, probably the most articulate he's ever been, which is ironically the least articulate you guys can understand him. It only lasts 15 seconds. Odo, you translate. You can translate yourself as, well, Berenice. We're sort of damned if we do, damned if we don't. So might as well go with the damn that will fuck us the least.
I couldn't agree more.
None of you understood what Ezekiel just said.
Well, he probably won't die from whatever he's agreeing to.
Fine, fair enough. And let it not be said that we didn't try to help you on the endeavor. Pain in the ass I'm sure I'm being. Ezekiel, you mind taking her to get some proper kit before they go out there and die? Suppose. Go with Ezekiel. Go with Ezekiel. We don't have much, but we have some.
We owe in your debt. I'll see that it's repaid.
You better, you on in. Or else the
That's correct.
spirits of your ancestors will haunt you or something.
I'll make
He starts
sure.
shaking in your boots.
No,
I'm
he's
scared of-
infected. He's infected.
He's a clicker now.
Follow Ezekiel.
You follow Ezekiel. He leads you over with a shotgun, still in hand, tucked low under his armpit, all lazy-like. And he goes over to a caravan, which is not a part of the wall segment. It's actually parked in front of a stall. So that you can still access the stall, but you not can access the caravan. And he begins going into it, and he just goes over to you. Oh, this. He hands you a shotgun. He climbs up, enters the caravan, pulls out his key ring, which has 17 keys on it. Chink, sink, sink, sink. Tries one. Nope. Dink, 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 dink. And the kid begins whistling a tune to the rhythm of the clinky. It's like fucking the Goofy movie.
Fucking look. Just look at him.
No. Let him play this out.
I just play the Goofy. Goofy movie.
That's definitely copywritten.
I don't know. He unlocks his caravan. You open it up, and you guys see a lot of different farming implements, but then there is a rack of guns.
Holy but Jesus!
But he doesn't got a license for those ones. Nope.
I love that you did the voice from the caravan. Nope.
These are farming protection equipment.
Yep.
You don't need a permit for that.
Need to
thought you
stay
told me that
safe
you
from
trained
wild
farmers to-
animals.
I thought you told me that you trained farmers to use their farming implements as weapons.
I mean, technically, these are farming implements.
What are you farming? A cow.
Who says we didn't further our education? I gave them the groundwork. They built on it.
Alright. We got pitchforks. He gestures at pitchforks. We got these. He holds out hand axes. Or puts out some hand axes. Drop those. We got these. And he points at some sickles. One which is like a bit more like a reaper, like an actual scythe, technically, I guess.
Damn.
It's not a full scythe though. It's like an in between. We got
It's just a
root-
hand safe.
we got root cutters. He pulls up the closes a kunai.
Hmm.
Only got a couple of these. Lock one in a minute. You what? Won them in a minute. I think he's saying he won them in a bet. Oh. With who? No.
Someone had 2 woodcutters. I'll take a pitchfork. Spear.
Yeah, it's actually a spear. And nice. He points at the rack of guns. He's only gonna give you one. There is another shotgun,
Nice.
a one-shot rifle, and Odo, you know that rifle is probably used for either hunting or for killing varmints.
Damn varmints.
Damn varmint, man.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Thank God someone's saying it.
Say it again.
He said that's exactly what he said, actually. And then there are 2 dueling pistols, which is say one-shot pistols, and you as Odo know that those are from another family that his family beat in a duel. So ironically enough, they are dueling with the dueling pistols over the dueling pistols.
Damn. Duelception.
Yeah, I won.
Congratulations.
No.
Any-
No.
Anybody gonna take
No,
a gun?
I'm not dong him out now. I won on that one.
If no one's else gonna take it, I'm gonna take that shotgun.
I don't know if he would have any experience with guns. I highly doubt it. Maybe
I
campfire.
highly doubt.
I think you guys are all equally unproficient with guns.
Unproficient. That's a good way to put it.
I shot a couple coyotes.
Coyotes. Couple
Coyote.
coyote.
Get me a coyote.
I would say you. I don't think Gaspard. Maybe Gaspard. Yacht, I could see. I'd say Odo and Yacht are probably the best people to use a gun in terms of like you're the most likely to have proficiency. Because you're not gonna shoot a crossbow on a ship.
Right.
And Odo, as you said, you shot some coyotes.
I'll take another hand axe if they'll let me. That way I can just duel with 2 hand axes.
I'm going nom nom nom. I'm going.
Yep.
I don't know what you said, but thank you. I think.
Not good.
You know what?
Chop the Necronomicon.
I'll take.
Killing
I'll take-
undead? Hell yeah!
If there's like a good like strength weapon, he'll take that because he actually, of all of us, actually has AC. So if we need someone to be in the front, technically it would be
That's
him. He has 17
Pitchfork
AC and
is-
it can get a +4 if he wants to.
Pitchfork is your best bet then.
I would acquire 1 pitchfork for favor.
Por favor.